Oh, wow.
What's this?
Good morning. I was talking to myself then.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Hi, guys.
Hi, beautiful family. We're back.
We weren't sure you were going to come back after that last lesson, but I'm glad you did. Sorry. Lesson 299. This is good news. Eternal holiness abides in me. Eternal holiness abides in me.
Just to clarify, can we, and
Who's
I
me?
know I've done this before, I can't help it, but I do need to clarify that holiness is our changeless and incorruptible innocence.
Mhm.
So we've never sinned. We never could. That's our holiness.
That's right.
It's permanent, eternal, and infinite. And it's shared with every one of our brothers and sisters. Just a little clarification in case we've forgotten.
So that clarifies the word me and which me we're referring to, the only one that exists in truth.
The one that's shared
The
with
one Son.
God and all our brothers, the one Son. That's it. But the me that still seems to be separate and seems to believe it's a body that's
Mm,
getting old and
mm,
fat
hmm
and tired. Not that me. That one doesn't exist.
That's right.
Do
Uh, okay, here we go.
you think you can read it?
Yeah.
Sorry if it's a bit of a hysteria that's bubbling up right now.
I just,
Mm,
I just want to join. I just want to come into my center here.
great.
Mm. My holiness is far beyond my own ability to understand or know. Yet God, my Father, who created it, acknowledges my holiness as His. Our will together understands it, my holiness. And our will together knows that it is so. This is the whole point of every defense we ever came up with, starting with the body, was to forget this fact. Our will and God's will together both understand that we are holy, innocent, incorruptible. Father, my holiness is not of me. It is not mine to be destroyed by sin. It is not mine to suffer from attack. Illusions can obscure it, but cannot put out its radiance nor dim its light. It, our holiness, stands forever perfect and untouched. In it are all things healed, for they remain as you created them. And I can know my holiness, for holiness itself created me. And I can know my source because it is your will that you be known. Eternal holiness abides in me.
So our holiness, our incorruptible innocence, sinlessness, is God's
Mhm.
and ours. right?
That's it.
So it's not how can I say this? It's completely changeless. It is our being.
Right. And I like the references to the light, the radiance, the light, God in extension, our beingness, holy, incorruptible, spiritual, divine, lovely. That's how God knows us, that's how God created us, and that's how we remain. And yet, we raise all these other images into the mind to try and obscure it, but the grace of God has always kept our true identity completely safe, spotless, flawless. And in that recognition that we are the light and not the things that we've tried to superimpose upon that light to block it out of our awareness, when we make contact with that, it says all things are healed, because that light is love itself. And all the things that we've tried to superimpose, all the shadows and the figures and the symbols and the interpretations and judgments, it's all fear. It's all fear in the mind. And when the fear is forgiven, that light is shining, like Sis said, changelessly, powerfully, peacefully. It just is. And so fear and its images have to give itself up in the awareness of that light. It just burns it off. There's not an image that can remain when it's brought to the light.
What a relief.
Yeah.
What a relief. Yeah. Our holiness, our changeless and incorruptible innocence, allows us the fearlessness to open our heart and mind to remember the love that we are, and to remember that we're surrounded by that love.
So that memory's always in our mind. You do know the truth about what you are. You do remember God. You do remember the sonship. You do remember the love. The love is there in your mind as the light in your mind. The ego is fully aware that should you remember that, the ego and its whole storyline would have to give itself up. And so these are the defenses that we seem to have built. And whatever seems to be going on in your life right now, whatever the problem is, it's beautiful to recognize that it doesn't matter what it's calling itself. It doesn't matter what it involves. You can bring it right back to saying, this is simply something that my mind is using to defend from the memory of what I'm holding. That's right here in my mind. It's not out there. The light's within you. The will of God, which you share, it's right there in your mind. It's a surrendering, it's a forgiving the story that you're using right now, today, to block this from occurring. This meaning making contact with that light, that radiance that you are in truth. So it's a choice today what you will serve, what you will feed, right? It's what do you want? It's our choice today to decide what mind is mine today. The ego and its fear, I can forgive that today. I don't have to wait, because the answer, the radiance that's in your mind, it's a present possibility, but you have to accept it. You have to want it.
Gosh, sis, what you've just said there, talk about one mind, yeah? Jesus says here, the working out about healings, just what you were saying, the working out of all correction takes no time at all. None. The working out. The healing takes no time at all.
Right.
Yet the acceptance, the receiving of the working out can seem to take forever.
Mm-hmm. That's why we're straddling. We seem to be straddling, right? I want a little bit of this and I want a little bit of that, but you can't accept the healing until you are undivided. A split mind can't know the light. Yeah. It has to be, it's a perfect forgiveness. Oof. Lightheaded. It's perfect forgiveness of this world in its entirety. And again, you're giving up nothing. You're giving up the idea of sacrifice. You're forgiving littleness. You're forgiving the idea of death, of a life apart from love. You're forgiving fear and jealousy and envy and competition, hatred, revenge. That's what we're giving up.
So we're giving up our attraction to suffering.
That's it.
That's it.
That's what it has to be seen. Even the so-called good in the world, we say, but there's so much good here. Well, the good in the world is changeable. It's fleeting. It's here today and gone tomorrow. Or if you have it, you're grasping, you're clutching, you're fearful of not letting it go, if we're honest. So even the good here is fear-based. And God is saying, I have a good that your mind can't even conceive of because it's changeless. It doesn't wane. There aren't stages. It doesn't have percentages. There's no death. There's no misery. A joy. Can you just imagine for a moment a joy that's sustained? I just get teary just thinking about that. You'll never be cheated. It'll never be taken. It'll never abandon you. It loves you. Let's go there.
And let's stay there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eternal holiness.
That is our real home. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. I can feel you guys. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. All right, that was lesson 299.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. Feeling it.
Yeah. Healing.
Is the healing. That's the acceptance. And we never accept this
alone.
In isolation, no. So thank you, beautiful family. Thank you, sis.
Thanks. Thank you. Love you guys so much. See you next time.